Damn, where that feedback coming from? SG. SG in the house already. What's good, SG? SG, what state you live in?
What's good, everybody? Ain't really nobody in here yet, but you know.
Yeah. SG done left already? Oh, there you go. Okay. What up, SG? There go my girl. What up, all in? All I see for me. Shout out to the D-Town. The whole great state of Texas. Don't mess with Texas. What up, SG? What state you live in, SG? You in Virginia? I think SG in Virginia. Okay, we got that. The other stream you two had, I couldn't comment on. That's interesting. It sounds like a technical issue we got to fix.
It's a damn YouTube issue.
YouTube. Get it right. Get it right, YouTube. All I see for me, how life been treating you? There go nephew. What's good, nephew? We waiting on you. 100. 100. SG in the house. All I see.
They improve this internet shit too, I feel like. Because I feel like that should be lagging. Like, I don't be getting the full quality I supposed to be getting.
Let me reply to
I'll make sure y'all hit the like since y'all come in. But make sure y'all hitting the like as you come in. But yeah, we got a couple. We had to go ahead and just throw in a morning show. Got a couple of ones that I got available for us today. I know I kind of got an error at the bottom with the closing. We're gonna talk about California's very own Governor Scamson. What he did. Yeah. What he did with it. He thought it's funny, bro. It's just funny how a lot of them are so out of sync with us. And when I say us, I mean the Black community, that they'll say certain shit and don't think that they fucking know. Like it's normal. And that's pretty much what happened with Newsom when I think he was in Atlanta when he said this bullshit. And that's very similar to what Joe Biden did when he tried to say, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. But the only problem is we so attached to the Democratic Party, we allow them to get away with it. We'll be mad for 2 minutes and then forget it. Now all they got to do is say, oh, remember what Trump did? He's the real racist. Oh, yeah, that's right. Forget what you doing. Let's go get on his ass.
Yeah.
What's good, Buckets, Grand Man?
Grand Man. VA.
But anyway, to start this thing off, we're going to start it out with some relationship advice type thing. So your girl, Tia Mowry, that's the one that everybody like, if I'm not mistaken, right? That's where I know that's the one I like.
That's the one I took my shot at, yeah.
Hold on, you actually shot your shot at her like in real life, or are you talking about?
Well,
this first time I heard it. This to everybody.
Yeah. I want to be careful on how I say it because I might still have a shot, but yeah, I took a real shot.
Happening how and where, nigga? How did this happen?
This happened last year. Yeah.
Oh, because she divorced. Yeah,
right. Yeah, I would say maybe 9 months after that divorce. You know, it was an open shot and I took it.
Where at? Like you seen her somewhere?
No, not in person. It was online. Yeah. It was online. No, pretty much. It's safe to say this without, women don't like guys who kiss and tell, but DM. It was a DM situation.
Got you. Okay, so basically, I can't remember how long she's been divorced from him now. I would say it's been what, anywhere between 3 to 4 years, something like that.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. I want to say it started maybe 2023 or something like that where it happened. Either way, what's up, Talia, though? So basically, she did some kind of little interview or whatever, and she's talking about her dating life, how it's been going for her, life after the divorce. I actually haven't seen all of it myself. I've seen a little glimpse of it. It's very short, about 2 minutes. I'm gonna play it and then see what she had to say and stuff with this, and kind of dissect it, because I know what I'm thinking when it comes to her. Hopefully, this can be worked out. But let's just go ahead and see what she's saying is going on. I know earlier she was saying the dating pool is trash, which it is.
It is.
Why, if you are married already and your husband isn't doing nothing that bad, I keep telling ladies, if he ain't doing that, that's just total egregious, that you just can't, that's unforgivable, that you can't go back to him for. And that don't mean, something super petty. He forgot my birthday or some crazy shit like that. I'm talking about, like, let's say he had a child outside of y'all marriage. He brought home a disease. It gotta be something bad, bro. But like some of the stuff, he'd be like, the sex life just wasn't good no more. So I didn't want it no more. Like stupid shit. It can't be shit like that. Because the dating pool is trash. You ain't gonna get no better, more than likely.
For real.
But anyway, let's see what she got to say.
Sorry. I really feel like in these past 3 years, I have gotten to know myself.
Tia Mowry choking back tears as she reveals she's officially ready for romance again.
I'm ready to fall in love again. Like, I am ready for love. One personal goal, I would say, is just to continue to grow and evolve. I always feel like there's always growth.
Yeah, there's some major growth happening here since Tia split from husband Corey Hardrick in 2022.
We're still a family. Co-parenting, it has its rough patches, but I think that we are doing a great job. And the reason why I say that is because family and our kids are what is most important.
But with the dust settled on her divorce, Tia is now opening a new chapter, sharing what's on her heart in her latest Instagram video.
What my therapist told me, she said, Tia, you've done a lot of healing. You've done a lot of growing, and you've done a lot of reading. And now it's time for you to get out there and to apply what you have learned. I'm ready. I'm ready to fall in love again. Like, I am ready for love. I want to connect more. Maybe date. Maybe do some dating.
Now, fans saw Tia give dating a whirl on her short-lived WeTV docuseries, My Next Act.
So why are you single?
Why am I? Dream girls are rare. You're the dream girl. Let me say that.
Oh my God.
But none of those suitors got the job done.
Oh, okay.
I'm ready to fall in love again. Like, I am ready for love.
So any single guys out there, listen up. Here's what Tia's looking for.
I think you have to be working on yourself, meaning your growth, understanding your traumas, your triggers.
So we want a man in therapy.
A man in therapy. You're emotionally intelligent. You understand why you are behaving the way that you behave. You're just mindful. What is funny, kind.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. I know you love a tattoo also. Is that your weakness?
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, it is my weakness. I don't know why.
Because they're sexy.
Yeah, I guess so.
You like a little bad boy.
Yeah, I like a little edge.
With a little edge.
Yeah.
All right, people.
SG.
All right, people. I would say this. It's pretty much what I expected. I didn't learn nothing new. Nothing shocked me. what this right here has just showed me, and I don't know about y'all, is that she didn't learn a damn thing. She's still doing the typical things that every woman saying she wants. Emotional intelligence. Talk about she still like a bad guy. All of this stuff is what it's typical. And this is the mistake that she's making already. You're kind of telling the guy already what it is you're looking for. When they already know that, they're gonna try to pretend to be that guy. Even if that's not who they are naturally, if they trying to get in your jaws, they gonna do that. So I think this is not looking well already. She said the dating pool is trash, which it is. And as far as I know, because she said out of her own mouth that her husband wasn't a bad guy, that he was, he was a good man, but it was just pretty much petty stuff that led to their divorce. And it also, as far as I know, Corey is still not married. I don't know if he's deeply involved with nobody right now, but you talked about co-parenting and how that's working out and stuff like that. You still have young children. I don't know what y'all think on the panel, but my advice would be, hey, if there is a possible way to try to make it work with your husband. Y'all can go back together and make that shit happen. I don't know where he's looking at, how he's sitting with this, but that would be my advice. Try to make that shit work. You said he wasn't a bad guy. That's what you said. It'd been different if he was a messed up dude. He's not. So stop looking at these new niggas that's trying to pretend so they can get with you. Some niggas will be just trying to do it just because they fantasize. Man, bro, I remember her from sister. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to get with her, so I can be able to say, "Oh yeah, I had her." It's niggas is out there like that. You feel me? Todd, what you got on this?
Hey, I'm not here to dirty Mac, but don't go back until you give me a shot. You know what I mean? I'm taking my shot right now. This Taj Hollywood. And on our first date, we either going to Doolins on Crenshaw, we either going to Somerville on Slauson, that's Issa Rae restaurant, or we going to Linden on Sunset, unless you got a better idea. And give me a shot, but I'm not trying to dirty Mac, but don't go back until you give Taj Hollywood a shot. Me and your brother share the same name. I done did some research on you. You know what I mean? I like that clause. You familiar with that clause, her and the husband? Well, her divorced husband, I can't, if I'm trying to be the next husband, I can't be calling him the husband, right? But I like the clause they had together where they had a period of time. I can't remember what the time frame was that they couldn't date. Neither one of them could date. You familiar with that, Jane?
I'm not.
That was a cool clause where, for the sake of the kids, they both agreed legally not to date until a certain period of time, and definitely not to bring another potential spouse around the children. So Tia Mowry, you gonna get this message
right now?
Yeah, I said the same thing. So don't hey, this you know what time it is. Doolins, Somerville, or Linden on Sunset. You let me know which one, and we're gonna see if our attitude's compatible. Solo, where you at?
I mean, for me, my first stance would be go back to your husband. But if he ain't working for her, if he ain't who she says she don't want him to be her husband, then she has every right to date.
Well, I agree. Absolutely, she has every right to date, but I don't think that's where the problem, I guess. Where are they mindset when it comes to this? Because like I said, I know for sure I heard her say he was a good man. Now I'm not sure whether or not he's open to do it, but a lot of this time goes back to that thing I stay talking about, pride. She may have so much pride that she don't want to go back and be like, "Hey, baby, don't you think we could possibly make this thing work? Like you still single, I'm still single, we got children together, or maybe he's feeling the same way, and pride is holding him back from trying to go back and be like, let's try to work this out and stuff like that. Because I think we both have matured since our divorce, and I don't want to spend my life with you, seeing you with somebody else. Because it looks like to me they still have a healthy relationship. See, that's the difference between them and the Cardi B situation. Because when I was first hearing about the Cardi B and Offset situation, I was saying, Cardi, going to that Stephon Diggs nigga's not a good look. This nigga's terrible. He's worse than fucking Offset. And all these other people cheered on and pushed her to that crazy shit. And now her ego is so messed up, she don't want to admit that those people were right. The people like me that was saying, you shouldn't do this. You're better off with your husband if you're going to do that. And I would hate to see Tia get into one of those situations that, what Cardi B is going through. Tia seems like a overall nice woman. As far as I can see, she did not trash her husband, which I absolutely love about it. I didn't see neither one of them trash each other. It was just a divorce. You feel me? So it seems like to me it's still healthy. They have children. So that's what I would say. But hey, you can give my boy Todd a shot too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Thank you, Jamie. I'm like, I hope my boy throw me an alley hoop while we at it. I appreciate that, James. Shit, give me hey, bro. We close in age. So it's not it should be a generational connection. But the main thing with me would to find out if our attitude's compatible, and then we're not gonna waste each other time if our attitude's not compatible. That's the biggest thing. That's at the top of my list. If our attitude's not compatible, we're wasting each other's time. SG say go ahead, Solo.
My bad. You go ahead.
No, I was gonna read a quick comment. SG say Tia Mowry looked like the past version of Tracy Ellis Ross. Y'all agree with?
I could potentially see that because Tracy Ellis Ross, like I think her brand as it relates to dating is that, if you're not gonna bring value, if you're not gonna add to my life, then I'd rather be single. And I think that's sort of the way that a lot of women are going, is that you can be a good guy. I could think you can have good morals, you can have good standards, you can have all of that. You could be a good guy. And I still don't want to be with you romantically or be in a relationship with you or be married to you. See, I think the bar is so low for a lot of men that they think that if I have money, I should get the girl. If I'm a good guy, in my mind, I should get the girl. If I do this, I should get the girl. If I do this. And sometimes it's just like, you could just not be what she's looking for. And that's okay. She doesn't have to be forced to be in a relationship with you because you want to be in a relationship with her, or you think that you're somehow I'll mute.
What's good, DeMarcus? But yeah.
DV then. Clock down. What up, DV? EPDV.
Yeah, Tracy Ellis Ross, I think her whole brand is, I can be single. It's okay. It's okay. It's not the end of the world for women to be single.
So hold on, Solo. Now, usually I'm simping for Solo, but we got a disagreement now. So if everybody comes from two people, what make you believe that you don't need at least one person?
I don't. At least question.
I know you just need some time to think. If everybody on Earth come from two people, what make you believe you don't need at least one person?
These people are heavy. Are you saying that you need another person to have kids? Is that what you're saying?
That's the only way to procreate unless you go through the...
That ain't what we talking about. We ain't talking about procreating. We're talking about you being my husband and you being my wife.
I'll go as far as saying women is against your natural habitat to be by yourself. If this world wasn't constructed, this country, let me rephrase it. This country wasn't constructed the way it is for you to be able to survive by yourself. You wouldn't be able to.
And now my response to that is men need to do better so they're better partners for women and they want to date them.
Okay.
Solo, I'm doing better. I'm putting my bid out there.
Better.
And DV, you're not really helping my case, DV. I thought you was down with DV talking about Tia Mowry, Miss Corey.
I
do. I think he does.
He
I
does.
thought I saw that they was getting back together. That's
She missed him because she haven't met me. Knock it off. She missed him. She haven't met somebody. And I salute that brother. I'm not here to dirty mag no black man. But she need to give Taj Hollywood a shot before she.
You need to take her to get her some chicken and waffles and then send her back up the street to her husband. What's up? Take her to get some waffles, some chicken and waffles, and then send her right on back up there to her husband.
That's coded language, and I think I caught that, Solo. I'm reading between the lines on that statement, and that is the best position to be in if you're gonna be in any shit. Yeah, that ain't. I hear you though. I caught it. That was
And on her, send her right back up the street side.
So if that's an option, that's the best way to deal with it. But now we dealing with adultery. I've been reading the Book of Enoch. Y'all familiar with the Book of Enoch?
I've heard of it. I haven't read it though.
No, it just talks about wisdom and how wisdom is holding us accountable. Well, the universe holds us accountable, for our dirty deeds. Mm-hmm. So I hear what you're saying, Solo, and that was some G. That was some.
But she ain't married. I mean.
So why you saying send her back? Why you saying send her back to her husband when I'm taking my shot in front of the world? If this doesn't show my confidence and competence that I'm not afraid, like any other chick, they know where I'm at with it. I think we're a good fit. We're around the same age generation. I'm making some of the same points. She got a brother that share the same name that I have. I think he spelled his name with an H. I spell mine just TAJ. You know what I mean? And we just need to find out how much we got in common. And I told y'all the 3 restaurants we could go to.
Maybe Tia already got her husband. Maybe it's another girl out there.
She don't have a husband. Jamie just played
Tamara, get her away from that white man. Go after Tamara and get her away from that white man.
No, Tamara. See, we now let me nerd out. Can I nerd out for a few breaths? Women have to choose men the same way the ovum chooses the sperm. The sperm, just because the first sperm get to the egg, that's not the sperm that gets accepted. A woman's egg is vetting the different sperms bouncing off the help me out, Solo. This is your biological side.
Oh, that is misogynistic.
That is not misogynistic. I'm saying that
why I'm the one that know.
Because you're a female. The last time I checked, you were a lady. You're an intelligent, attractive young lady. Are you not? Correct me.
It takes 2 to tango. It's both of us to create a child. You should know it just as much as my ass should know it.
Well, I'm laying out what I'm doing right now is laying out the science of how a human female's egg behaves. And how once that egg becomes a person in combination with the sperm, how a lady behaves. So women have to choose men. They have the power of choosing. We could pursue. That's what I'm doing right now in front of the whole world. I could pursue Tia, but she has to choose me. She has to grant me consent.
That's it right there. Now you're talking.
That's the scientific connection.
Women do choose men. I think
that's a fact. But I'm giving
when a man starts to choose women, I think that's when you lose. You lose, yeah.
You lose. DB want to know how do we feel about Gabrielle Union? That's D-Wade's wife. I'm not about to put my thoughts and the feelings about D-Wade.
I will.
Uh-oh, DB. You got one? Go ahead, Solo.
I have an opinion about that whole little relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And how they raising that boy.
Uh-oh.
I don't want to get canceled.
It sounds like that's what you. Some people got push button power in this, but exercise your First Amendment right.
Huh? No, I just don't agree with that. I just don't agree with what Now I don't know what's going on behind closed doors, but one thing I don't agree with is that I don't think that you should promote transgenderism to youth. Put him on a platform to promote that to our kids. And in a way you could, because if a child with, let's just say they have just a normal kid, they see this kid who is going through this transition, is receiving all of this support, all of this what you call it, acknowledgement. What's the other one? What's the word I'm thinking about when they're like being propped up, but not propped up? That's not the word.
Pedestal.
What you say?
High horse pedestal.
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, just sort of like getting all of this attention. You know, you may think that, well, if I do this, then I'll get some attention, and that's just some shit that I ain't cool with. And I definitely ain't cool with the way that they attempt to sort of push bio mom out the way.
Well, that's the liberal. Remember, liberalism.
Shit.
Hold on, somebody done caught my attention. So, DV asked me, Taj, you ready to be a stepfather to Tia kids? Yes, the same way she gonna be a step auntie to my nieces and nephews. I run my house like I run my mouth, and I'm the head of the household. Once she give me a shot and she choose me, yeah, I'm not the only one that's gonna be the stepdad. She gonna have to be the step auntie to my nieces and nephews. That go both ways. Like Solo just said, the man who, hey, I got to be strong with this one now. This is a big fish. The real thing. I didn't put it out there already.
You got to step up, Taj.
Solo, you got my back. Solo gonna be the
entertainment lawyer. You're gonna have to step up, Taj.
I'm stepping it up. Solo, I listen to you. I lead. I lead. When you say why? Yeah, you can ask any of my ladies. I lead. Taj gonna pay the bills. You get to relax and enjoy your soft girl era. I'm driven to do that for you. I feel less than the man to go half and half.
That's it, actually.
Huh? That's just how I grew up. I grew up under those type of men who took care of everything.
You need a podcast.
I thought we had one. Isn't this what we doing?
I'm talking about that.
All right, that's the spinoff. Well, Jamie gave me his blessing to do a spinoff, so we'll probably do. You just said it, Solo, so you just gave me the spinoff idea. All right, SG say Solo and my grandma needed to meet. Laugh out loud. They got no filter in the responses. So that's from SG, support gaming.
SG, what I'm supposed to say? What I'm supposed to lie?
Hey, why DV, you don't know what DV say, Taj, you don't make enough money for Tia Mowry. Let me EP DV. Now, DV, we know you the EP, but let me talk to the EP. We cannot serve two masters. If Tia wants to serve money, that's her loss. If she wants to serve God, that's our win. And Taj is a representative of God. I'm a man of God. So Tia would have to choose. Why would she choose me for money anyway? And she got her own. You know what I mean? So it's about, is this true love? Are we trying to make a true connection? Or I don't understand. This lady, she a child actress. She don't need my money. But that don't mean she gonna, like, whatever restaurant she's used to going to, like my sister Solo just said, I have to strive to make sure I can afford those restaurants, because I wouldn't want my daughter or my nieces. If my niece can afford Somerville twice a week and somebody can only afford Chipotle, I wouldn't want my niece to settle.
Oh, wait, that's controversial.
That's like
controversial, Taj.
Solo.
What?
Yogo.
I was just saying, that's controversial. You know they want us to settle.
Who was they?
Hey, black men. They want us to fucking settle.
All right, I'm gonna move on because she about to get me stared at.
Yeah, of course.
We need some drama, though. We need some drama.
Of course, though. Because Jamie
you're not saying
actual
things.
Healthy drama.
And no, because on this one, I don't really tend to really try to do much of that. But it's just not true. What y'all consider is selling, it's not selling. That's the problem.
Okay.
If my niece or any female relative of mine can afford to go to Linden on Sunset twice a week, can afford to go to Doolins 3 times a week, can afford to go to Somerville. I keep giving. I hope I can get you some endorsements or some sponsorships from these. I'm trying to think of all the Black-owned restaurants in the city of Los Angeles. So that 3 is good for now. Those 3 are my favorites. Fixins downtown. Let's shout out Fixins. Fixins downtown, LA Live. If my niece can afford,
no, go ahead.
If Solo can afford to go to those places 3 to 4 times a week, and this guy can only afford Chipotle, I would tell Solo or any female relative he got to show some more effort. Why do you have to leave Fixins and go to Chipotle because he can't afford Fixins?
Taj, I'll go a step further. If I'm paying all my bills, why would I go 50-50 with you? That's gonna go over y'all heads.
No, it didn't go over mine. It hit me right here. That didn't go over my head. I'm with you.
Why would I go 50-50 with you?
You shouldn't have to.
I shouldn't have to.
Hey, some of my ex-girlfriends might not like me, but I hope they'll be honest enough to say, yeah, Taj, when you with him, you can spend your purse money on your hair, your nails, your clothes, your retail therapy. That's what your money is for. Retail therapy, hair, nails. My money is for bills, survival skills and all that other stuff. So Tia, let me know.
Taj, that is controversial. These men think they getting tricked. They getting tricked.
I'm not attracted to men. Can I say this to the world, just in case anybody out there, just to be? Let me pick my side right now. I'm not attracted to men. So however they play their hand, that's on them. I'm saying I have a track record of this is how I dealt with, and I've always shared where I got this from. So it hasn't been a secret of why let me get so DV talking about I can't DV how you. I don't think DV want me to pull Tia. Solo.
So if a woman can't find a man, say for example, if a woman agrees with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she says that's the type of man I want, right?
Mm-hmm.
If she goes 5 years not, dating, seeing where these guys are minds at, and none of them are providing that, right? What she wants per what you said. That's what she wants. What would you recommend? This is your niece. Would you recommend that she stay single or she settle for a dude that can't provide that?
I can speak from true to life experience. I used to tell my cousin who might be in your same age generation, cousin, don't settle. I would tell him don't settle. You a princess in my eyes. Your family loves you. Your family wants to see you with the best. And unless you really like this guy, so let's just shout out Cairo, because Cairo's story is a powerful story. However, in Cairo's story, and I'd rather she share it again than me, but from what I remember, she wasn't doing no better than the guy she gave a shot that she met on the train. So that's actually maybe not the best example for me to use right now. But I've told one of my cousins who, I'm like, no, cousin, don't, and I was very protective of her. Like, that's what a father or uncle supposed to do, is vet out, the people who don't want to strive, the people who don't want to put in the effort. So again, if my cousin can afford Fixins 3 times a week, and this guy can only afford Chipotle, he will be put on the spot to show effort to say, hey, I can at least pay for 1 visit. So if Tia wants to go to Craig's on Melrose 3 times a week, and I can only afford Craig once a week, we're going to have that discussion when we go to Craig's. Hey, Tia, check this out, right? Listen, I'm not used to this, but here we are. And I'm driven to show you how much. Solo, you laughing at me? That's fucked up, Solo. I thought you was going to be my entertainment lawyer.
I am. I'm on your side. I'm rocking with you.
Lord, how we going to have that discussion, Solo. I'm going to be looking dead in the eyes, Solo. Tia, look here now. Like, this shit. That Craig's on fucking $50 for a glass of water.
Oh my God.
Like, but hey, if you come here 3 times a week, I can at least cover. I'll meet you halfway. Tia, good God, I'm telling you, $50 for a glass of water is a whole lot of waste of money.
That's crazy. That's crazy work. Well, that's interesting. Well, that gives me hope, Todd.
Yeah,
that tells me that
measure as
there's
someone
men out there.
as someone who's growing to love you as a person solo, measure their effort. I would tell you the same thing I tell my female relatives. Measure their effort. We just shared the scientific connection between a sperm and an ovum, a man's sperm and a woman's egg. When we shoot billions of sperms, and you think it's a survival of the fittest, or it's a race to the whoever gets to the egg first wins. No, that's not how it happens. When all those sperm cells hit that egg, the egg is a chemical reaction that the egg has, and the egg literally chooses the sperm best fit to let in. And that's the egg. So, and now let's personify that. That's what I've been waiting to do. Let's personify the egg and the sperm. The lady, the woman, chooses the man. We shooting our shots. She has to choose me. That's it. I thought DV was on my side. He didn't. DV, you could have been like, Taj, I'm gonna Apple pay you $100.
So he can afford 2 waters.
You done counted me out already. That's cold blooded. But Tia, don't give up. It's rough out there. Hey, this is coming from somebody who understands it's rough out there. I think we make a good match aesthetically as far as how we both look. We look like a cool couple, a good couple. And the only thing we would have to sort out is if our attitude's compatible. Now we can fly off into the sunset. Hey, I love my nieces and nephews just as much as you love your children. And we'll be respectful when it comes to that. If that man don't want me around his children, I don't have to be around his children. I got nieces and nephews. Believe you, and they're starting to have children. I got nephews having children. So I respect a man like, nah, I don't want that nigga around my children. No problem. It's not a problem. Huh?
Damn, that's crazy.
Now, I got SG on my side. Taj and Solo need their own podcast for real. Wow. Well, Jamie gave us lessons. Huh?
I was saying Taj need his own podcast so he can give relationship advice.
That's what that. Well, I was thinking since you put it out there, I want to do a segment on Jamie's platform first. But Jamie, this is our first time saying it to the audience, but he definitely, Jamie said the same thing before anybody said, bro, you need to do your own thing. Just giving him his credit. He's like, man, you need to spin off. I'm like, bro, all right, when the time is right, we will. But I believe in UAN and I believe in BCC. So instead of me doing a spin-off podcast, why not keep my IP here and help build up UAN? This is what Black people don't do. You smell what I'm telling you? Black people quick to spin off and do our individual thing when I can stay under the UAN BCC umbrella. And then eventually, if Jamie wants to give me a relationship segment, we'll bring different people on. Solo, you definitely will be there. And then we grow.
Well, yeah, I definitely told him. Damn. I definitely told him on several occasions that he should create his own channel to try to, build his own audience. Because, like I say, what he does and says brings value. A lot of people are interested in stuff like that. So, and if he was able to do it, we can start doing more collabs. When you do collabs, every time they see my stuff, like my audience, it'll be right there. All they gotta do is click it, subscribe. Now he got that, subscriber as well. Your following can get built relatively fast that way. And then, keep moving and stuff like that. Set your own schedule and stuff before you know it. Probably have a monetized channel and start doing your own thing.
All right, well, we've planted the seed. You, me, Solo, and SG, because SG the one who stirred the pot by putting that comment. So SG will probably be the moderator. The NAACP, that's where I'm going later, DB. The NAACP awards will drop this weekend. No, it's been going on all week, brother. I've been going to events. I'm going to an event after this for the NAACP. So today you got ASAP Rocky in LA. They're doing the I can't remember what the award he's supposed to get today. And today is Friday, right? And then the main award show is tomorrow, DV. I've been going to I went to the symposium Wednesday. Nia Long was there, and they was talking about aging gracefully in Hollywood. So now we out here, DV. Pull up, man. Let's, create some memories. Solo, what's going on?
Oh shit! Look at that. That's something interesting. Too bad she just put that out there. Anyways,
Yeah, you got Loretta Devine later this evening. They're honoring her. She got her own event today. Got tickets to go to that. There's a lot going on out here. But that's what we're gonna do before we move. Hey, Jamie, I appreciate the blessings. You, me. So it's gonna be a relationship based segment or like a sideshow. I got 2 channels. I'm not using one. I guess I'll use that connected because I want you to benefit, bro. This wouldn't be possible without you bringing me on the platform and allowing me to just really share my life experiences. Most importantly, my wisdom. Wisdom comes from experience. And as a 40-something-year-old man, you giving me y'all in y'all 3rd decade of life. I got 10 years on y'all. So I should be able to, that's the OG's job, is to, light y'all brighter to make, you know what I mean? So I hope I've been doing that for people in the comment section as well.
anyways, though, I'm gonna go ahead and move to this next segment because I know you got somewhere else to go. So
Yeah.
let's go ahead and pull up this next one where this guy was talking about basically how these giants and reptilian stuff has always been here in the United States of America, our favorite people, our government leaders, that spend their whole lifetime to be the protectors of us. We know it damn well. But yeah, basically he says that they have contracts with these beings that they are to stay underground and not come and interact with us. And they would make sacrifices to them. So that's the reason why we got so many people coming up, missing and stuff like that, particularly babies, because they say they're more attracted to babies. So it's kind of crazy. I'm gonna share it real quick. Like, I really would love Cairo to be here for this, but hey, maybe I'll bring it up Sunday so that I can get her reaction to that. What the heck? Why is you not popping up? Like you up here, so why you not popping up? There we go.
Andromeda's studying the dragons are shared now to where there are 1,833 of them that have been living underground between 100 and 200 miles beneath the surface. They've been here, some of them have been here a long, long time. They have lifespans that are thousands of years. They're carnivorous. They are not friendly to mankind, at least the ones that are here. Are you saying carnivorous that eat humans? Yes. And they won't eat a dead human. It has to be alive at the time of the killing. Their preference is children. And we've been told you shouldn't talk about that. There other people say, well, you better not talk about the reptilians. Well, bull. Why not? According to the Andromedans, they're responsible for 31,712 children disappearing in the last 25 years from the United States. These children were food. And I'm supposed to just shut up and not say anything about it because people don't want to hear it? That's tough. Westchester County, in the last 5 years, 3,000 children in Westchester County, New York, have vanished without a trace. Where are they going? Why are we allowing this to happen? And why should people stay in denial about it?
How are they able to do this? How are they able to do it? Come up out of this from underground and do it, or do they have
online systems everywhere? They're being helped by the Greys, and also there are groups within the higher echelon that are actually helping them acquire this.
So human beings are abducting the kids and giving them to the Greys, who in turn give them to the Alpha Tribe?
That's right. That's part of the deal. They won't come up as long as we feed them down there. You understand? It's about human beings selling themselves out. The echelon attitude here, the needs of the few outweigh the needs of humanity. And sorry, that just isn't right. You know, but it's going to have to be humanity that's going to rise up and take the stand. You're just going to have to turn off your televisions. They're going to have to get in their car. They're going to have to fire everybody in Washington, D.C. that knows and does nothing. And they're going to have to do something. You know, this apathy's got to end. Otherwise, the way we live is going to end. Period. I mean, that's the bottom line. You know, and I'm not coming from a fear space. I'm really quite angry about the apathy and the fact that, you know, when people give lectures and try to tell them, people want to stand up and fight with them. Look at what's happening around us. The indications are everywhere. Everywhere. The truth is now an obscure thing. You know, the lie is the norm. There's something wrong here. What's wrong with this picture?
All right, so that's the clip. Are we organ donors? I am not. Every time I see that, I make sure I put on that hell no.
DMV, yeah, same here. As soon as you put that on your license,
Yep.
Crash out.
People coming up missing for the organs to help the European race with their health. That don't surprise me. But anyways, though, so
it does say organ donor, but the next time I renew it, I'm gonna change that.
yeah.
Not because of the video. I've been saying the next time I renew my license, I'm gonna change it because I think the last time I got my license, I wasn't as conscious as I am now about everything. I think that this is the same. I just haven't had to renew it and change it. I used to think the original time that I used to think that I did put it on there because I had the thought of, if I can't use my organs, hopefully somebody else can. I mean, I can't take them with me. But now that I find out that they potentially could be grabbing people and not willing to save people just for your, that ain't what it's for. You're not gonna save me because some kid need a brain. Get out of here.
Take your ass to somewhere else. Like, okay, what's wrong with him?
Yeah.
But it would be through a dentist appointment. So just be careful with when you go to the dentist. And I'm not saying that's the only point of entry, but that's usually where they are.
Yes, because your organs aren't usually that messed up because you didn't go through something traumatic, right? You get in a car accident, maybe your spleen is punctured, right? Or you got damage to other organs. But in the dentist office, it really could be potentially just your brain.
Yeah.
And all your other organs are readily available up for the taking.
Damn.
That's crazy. Yeah, no, I said that I was gonna change it a long time ago.
Yeah, you should.
The next time I renew my license, cause baby, I should have known.
Yeah.
Is it any good in this country?
Hey, look, apparently not until we do something about it. But it's another woman that I know. Well, she's on the younger side. She basically was saying that she went as far as saying that they're lying about the years on stuff.
What?
The years. Basically, she's saying that, you know how they tell you in the Bible and stuff that it's been 6,000 years between, Adam and Eve and now and stuff like that, and the flood and things of that nature. She's basically proclaiming that it hasn't been that long. that actually the flood was maybe, I think she said maybe 1,000, like 1,500, whatever she said, years ago. And the flood didn't take out all of the Nephilim and the giants and stuff like that. They just kind of relocated. And I always felt as if that's what happened too. They relocated. And people are, there reports that a lot of them are like in Antarctica. Because keep in mind, they said they got their own sun down there. It's giants down there. It's all kinds of different giant animals and all kinds of shit. But they keep us from going near Antarctica, so we kind of would know. And the sacrifices and stuff. I mean, shit. I don't know. I think it makes sense. What you think on this?
I mean, I would have to do some research to believe it. I don't know. I don't know. Potentially. I mean, because what's real now? So I could believe damn near anything at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But, I would like to probably do some research on it. But you brought up a good point, not to change the subject, but I want to tell you something I saw on social media about that, because you mentioned 500 years or 5,000 years. She's saying the flood wasn't that time ago. I saw this post on Instagram that was like that they're stealing time from us. That if you do, when this clock changed to one number and you count to see when it changed to the other, it's about 50 seconds. And he says that they're stealing like time from us.
I 100% agree with that, because I always felt, even as a child, that time really doesn't exist. They manipulate you to believe, and that would make sense of. I know I'm not the only one, especially for me, particularly during COVID time. After COVID, it seems like years are
flying.
Yes. Like it feel like from 2020 to now, which is supposed to be 2026. It feel like it's only been maybe 3 years, but they're saying it's been 6, right? So think about it. If they did start to manually take all the clocks from everyone, and then they control our phones' time and stuff like that anyways. So if they were to, instead of it being actually 60 seconds in a minute, and they moved it down to 50 seconds, we wouldn't notice. So they can trick your mind. And then keep in mind, I keep telling people how powerful our minds are. If you can trick everybody's mind into that frequency, you can successfully change that for the entire world, because our minds create this universe.
Yeah.
That's how it works. So yeah, right. I believe they absolutely are still in time.
Yeah, February over in 2026.
Say that again?
I said February is over in 2026.
Right.
Yep.
Like, that is crazy to me. I started noticing it probably in 2024, I'm sorry. I was like, damn, this year is going by fast. Then I feel like 2025 went by so fast. Man. And now 2026 is right on par. Like, it's been 2 months in 2026.
I don't even remember 2023 like that. I remember just a few events from it, and that's it.
The strike, you had the writer's strike 2023.
Yeah, I know. The writer's strike was there. And I remember I shot the episodes of Surreptitious in 2023.
Yep. Great work.
And that's it. I don't remember nothing else, bro. Really, 2024 is kind of the same way.
Let's see what comes to mind. Nothing came to mind so far yet for 2024. As soon as you said 23, the writer's strike came to mind. 2024. Wow, bro. And I'm drawing blank.
Yeah.
I'm drawing
blank. Feel like 2 years ago.
Yeah. Damn, you said something. 20. Okay, well, yeah. With I have to give a shout out to the reparations movement. A major event happened in 2024 pertaining to the reparations betrayal. So that's the memory that comes to mind from 2024, and that's when I joined the reparations movement. It was in 2024. Yeah.
And then the election was at the end of 2024. But to me, it felt like that was last year.
It did
Right?
feel like
I sure don't remember Trump first term.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, it seemed like the election for Trump and Kamala, that felt like last year to me.
it did.
2 years ago going on.
Yeah. Yeah. Because this is second. He just did his second State of the Union. Yeah. Time, I treat time as a series of events. So I just use the time on our phones and the clocks on the wall and our wristwatches. I use those as instruments to remind me of the next event. Like right now, I only need the time on the phone to remind me I have a hard out at 12:15 to make it to my next event. So to me, and then as multiple reports have shown us, when people pass away, you get a what they call it, a panoramic view of your life, and it's just event from one event to the next. You know what I mean? So that's my definition of time, a series of events. And I only need the man-made time to be on time for that event.
I can see that.
That's literally how I use it. Now, even with work and jobs and stuff like that, of course, it's different. That's where we get the 9 to 5 from. But I just, once I got off the labor plantation for corporations, I've been telling time in that unique way ever since. Where it's just a series of, okay, I got 2-3 events. Today I got 3 events. This is the event right here. So I'm knowing that going into today, I got 3 major events: the podcast talk show, movie screening, and then we're going to honor Loretta Devine, my mother's favorite actress. So I only need the man-made time to be on time for those events.
I see.
But think about this part. In a dream, you've never seen time, and I can't speak for everybody's dreams, but no one has ever reported letters or numbers in a dream. It's always images. Our mind is dealing with images. And shout out to Dr. Umar. He always talk about that. The mind deals with images and visions, not so much letters, numbers, and stuff like that. It's just spiritual experience. Yep. So when we get solo to fly to LA, that's an event to look forward to. And then once we book the flights and all that, all those solos say she don't fly Spirit. You fly what? JetBlue?
Hell, that's Spirit. Shit.
JetBlue is not Spirit. You can watch movies on JetBlue solo.
I don't have anything against Spirit. I just never flown with them. It's not that I think that because they ranked one of the highest, even though I think they closed.
It's because of those prices. You can go from
but they was ranked one of the highest, the best, one of the best. So I don't have anything against them. But I was thinking about that. I would come to think, but why would I fly? Why can't I drive?
That's what I do when I go to Venice. I drive.
All right, well, maybe
I
you
would
fly
rather
back to
drive.
Jamie. Me and Jamie will come out and get you one day. Jamie can come. You can come back with Jamie. I look forward to us doing all. And I want Cairo to be here at some point too. But you're closer, Cairo, all the way in New York. So I just look. That's my anxiety. Let me fight off anxiety when it comes to that.
So, I mean, I was thinking 2 things. Like, I mean, I can upgrade, obviously, the place and get studio equipment and stuff in there, but it's also this place that this girl that I know, she showed me where they have a pretty cool little studio set up. Like, it already got the mics and the equipment that you'll need to have a cool, successful podcast. And it ain't that much. I mean, it's $500 a month.
Mm-hmm.
What is that? What is it?
It's like a studio place where you can just go in and like you get 24-hour access to it. And but you only can go for like 10 hours a day, I believe, which should be enough time. Like, why the hell would you need more than that? But I don't know. I was like, I consider it, but I think it'd be best if I just fixed up my stuff here and just add to it, you know.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that. Self investment. Bet on yourself. That's what I do. Even when I was in the music world, I would always build my own studios. That way, I didn't have to pay for studio time. So if I wasn't ready to finish a verse, I could. It's my studio. I could just hit pause and get back to it later that night. And that was a luxury to have that um, privilege. But
No, yeah, I probably would drive to LA. I don't want to have to deal with people in the airport. Then I got to get in my bag. Then I got to wait on my bag.
yeah,
Then I can leave when I want.
Forgot about that.
how many hours is it from?
5.
Oh, that's not bad at all. Yeah, it's
That's a
like
good little. That's a few. That's 2 podcasts.
Yeah, exactly. That she got the same mindset of me. That's what I do when I'm making, even when I'm driving from here to Memphis. Obviously, that's much longer.
Nah, that's crazy. I don't know why you do that.
But once I put it on some podcasts and stuff like that, it'd be like 3 hours or something like that. Before you know it, bro. Because once you hit Oklahoma, you there. Real talk.
That's crazy work. That's crazy.
So did y'all check out The Bride of Charlie? How is that going?
Oh, I think I need to watch the second. I need to watch the one that came out yesterday again because I was doing other stuff when she was doing it. But essentially, she just talking about how she got a really shady past, which all of them do. Like for example, Candace said on one podcast that Obama grew up as like a plant, like he was born and raised to be like a CIA plant, and that he was born on an island, but his dad's side has like CIA ties, and they raised Obama to be a plant and to serve as their leisure, essentially.
They do that.
Yeah.
They planned it way ahead of time. They knew Barack Obama was going to be president before he knew that.
Yes. And she says the same thing about Kamala Harris. She said Kamala Harris has a very shady past. And
I text you that. You didn't answer back, but that's what I was, because when we was watching it, I texted that to you when she first brought it up.
Well, I saw yeah, when she was running. So like that's crazy. So like she's saying that Erica Kirk has a very shady past, which her mom, her dad, the little lies that she be saying in the media that don't make sense. And she got a shady past. I mean, yeah. But ultimately what Candace is, I think what the conspiracy is that she has something to do with her husband getting
Unalive. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, my bad. Unalived. I'm
Listen,
sorry.
I'm getting used to it as well. I done said that K word multiple times. I got to get used to it. A quick.
You two don't
You had something to say, Jim? I was gonna read.
Not really, but I was just gonna say, basically, I think what she's alluding to, which I think isn't far fetched, is allegedly Erica has some kind of ties to the people that we don't talk about. And the people who we don't talk about is also the ones who had something to do with Charlie's death. And but she basically faked where she actually come from, where is her origins and stuff like that. The same as, that's why when I heard her talk about it, I was like, okay, so basically it's the same with Kamala. Like Kamala in her book and stuff was lying about who her grandma was, who her mama was, all of that shit. She was lying about all of it. And I was like, okay, so they running the same playbook basically.
Who do y'all send before we get too far from the people we can't talk about? Who do y'all believe is more powerful between them and the people who run the Vatican?
Them, the people we can't talk about.
Wow.
Absolutely. I'm telling you, Taj, as a collective, they run every department of this world.
Of the world,
Every
not
department
nation, the world.
of the world. And I think what's crazy is that I think that they have like national meetings where they come up and decide this. So what the conspiracy is that these people, they sort of put in plants in certain industries, or they create their own of their business. Like, for example, if I want to dictate what the media puts out, I'm going to take one of my people that's a part of my association. I'm going to tell them to go work for this company and then control what they put out. Or I'm going to buy my own and then I'm going to put out what I want to put out. Or I'm going to sell these people, blackmail these people into doing to what I want to do. That's the way their work. Like, for example, they have it was a guy named Robert Maxwell. He's from that country we don't talk about. He went to Europe, got a job as a spy, found out about him, charged him, etc. Then he comes to the United States and does the exact same thing. And then sells our secrets to the country that we don't talk about. So what would be, if he's really working for them, if he's one of them, why would he be then getting a job in the intelligence unit of Europe, then getting a job in the intelligence unit of America? You work for them. Your loyalty is to them. So why aren't you working for them? Oh, I am working for them. That's why I'm going to work in these capacities. I think that's the way they get to control it.
Okay, so I'm gonna give my answer to that. I would say the opposite. The Vatican is more powerful than them. Because you got to realize when it comes to this stuff, it's always the people that you don't know about that are power. It's not the ones that you're aware of. Now, for a good little amount of time, the people that we don't talk about kind of was under the radar. Folks really wasn't too aware of it. But now they're kind of starting to surface a little bit. That's the reason why you starting to see more and more people starting to attack them on more so the independent space, but still it's starting to happen. You don't really see many talking about the Vatican, and the reason why is because it's just like president right now. We know that they're not really running stuff, but well, at least some of us know that they're not really running stuff. But it's another power that's in charge of them, that's allowing them to be the face of the so-called, powers. So the president is the face of the people we don't talk about, right?
Right.
And now the people that we don't talk about are starting to surface, and people are starting to become aware of this. And it's just like they're going to be the face of who's ahead of them, which is the Vatican. We don't talk about them. Nobody's aware. They're the ones responsible for all of this shit that's going on. The religion and the Sunday worship and all this stuff that's going on. They're behind all of it.
Although the people we can't talk about are 3,800 years ahead of them, as far as, because the Hebrew calendar is like 5786, and the Catholic calendar is the calendar we use, 2026. Let me do the math on that real quick while y'all carry the conversation, but because that's almost 4,000 years that the people we can't talk about have on the Gregorian calendar that we use right now. Which, to your point, Jamie, that does show the power that I guess we can talk about the Catholic calendar, or they call it the Gregorian calendar, which is 2026. But the people who we can't talk about, which is our calendar, technically, our calendar is like 5786. If you're talking about the biblical nation of Israel. So if we're talking the biblical nation of Israel, which is Black Americans in the United States, our organic calendar, we're in the year of 5786 right now. The Catholic calendar is the calendar we're living by, 2026. Let me do the math on that. Y'all got it. 57.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, still though, it's their stuff that, and I gotta follow up on more stuff about what Robert was telling me about. I still haven't done it yet about the Sunday worship thing, you know, there. But it's their stuff that the entire world basically is following without the entire world even acknowledging that's what they're following. Think about that.
Right here, finish your thought. Then I got.
I'm done. That's why I was just saying. Think about
All
that.
right, no, and I'm adding on to what you just said. Right here in the United States, and we just use a national example, the 2 days of rest right now as we speak is Saturday, which is patterned after the Sabbath day, straight out of Exodus. That's the nation of Israel. That's us. And Sunday, which is patterned after the Catholic calendar. So even the United States, which used an industrial revolution work week, our work week, the 9 to 5 survivors, that comes straight out of the intellectual property of Henry Ford. Henry Ford, the guy who made the Ford cars, trucks, and planes, trains, and automobiles. That's who gave us the 9 to. So when he's doing that, now this is my assumption. I know it's not always wise to make assumptions, but I'm taking an educated guess here. He honored the nation of Israel Sabbath day of rest, which is the 7th day, which is tomorrow. Well, it's actually this evening when the sun goes down. And the Catholic calendar day of worship, which is Sunday. That's very interesting. At least to me it is. I would love to hear y'all thoughts, but thanks for letting me get that out. But look at our U.S. calendar right now. We work from Monday to Friday. The Jews was like, we're not working on Saturday. So America, the United States, okay, say, yeah, we'll honor that. So we'll let people off on Saturday. The Catholic Cathedral said, we're not working on Sunday. Okay, well, I guess we'll just work from 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. And that's how we got. See, we're going to the digital revolution now. The industrial revolution is outdated. It's behind us. It's in our review. We're not even entering. We're in the digital revolution. And there may be a transition taking place. Of course, you still got people working 9 to 5s, but that's really an outdated system. And the pandemic snapped that. The pandemic snapped the 9 to 5 system because it allowed people to kind of do their work from home. That's it.
DeMarcus, I'm not even aware of the power information you're talking about, but I'll check it out. And yeah, I probably will, because it's been a little minute since I did a after hours one. So yes, especially if it's good enough information.
DV say, remember once upon a time, people assumed that Michelle Obama was a man. I never understood that because her mother was in the White House. Like, I'm not saying people won't go to extents to fabricate, a reality, but her mom was there. You got the 2 daughters. You got a brother who played basketball. You got high school pictures, middle school pictures. So that conspiracy theory,
Well, no, they probably was just projecting because of their France president.
And that France president told Donald Trump, can you please tell that brown-skinned black lady to come to get off of.
No, you know he didn't say that. He said that black.
Oh, Trump gave us the nice version, huh? And Trump was like, man, I know her, but what you want me to say? What you want me to do? She has the freedom of speech in the United States. She, if it's not true, sue her. If it is true, you better run for cover.
You know, the what's crazy is that Candace Candace was like, I just asked them to show me pictures of her living as a girl.
Wow.
For the first 30 years of her life.
Wow.
Show me a picture of her pregnant with her babies. She she's supposed to have 3 kids. Show me a picture of her having pregnant.
It's tough stuff there.
That's tough stuff. Then it's tough. That's what I'm saying. The fact that all these conspiracies, I'm lying to believe anything at this point.
All right, I'm gonna check it out, DeMarcus, as soon as I get out here. But I'm not gonna talk on that. I ain't got time for the backlash right now. I really don't care about backlash, but I just don't feel like getting into that right now.
I feel you.
My name's Solo.
Yeah, your name's Solo.
DV said, I'm surprised to read this comment from DV. You could make up for lost money. However, you can't make up for lost time. Time is more important than money. I've always seen it that way. For sure.
Anyway, my bad. Go ahead. I thought you
don't like to waste time. That's it, because you can't get that back. It's not. Go ahead.
I was just gonna throw this out here real quick before we wrap up. He got some backlash and stuff like that, and I looked at a very brief segment of this. I didn't look deep into it. Maybe there's more to it than I thought, but apparently he was getting some backlash from the community because of this statement that he's making. And from the little part that I saw, he absolutely was bullshitting for what he said. But hey, we're gonna share it.
Press upon you. I'm like you. I'm no better than you. You know, I'm a 960 SAT guy. And, you know, and I'm not trying to offend anyone, you know, trying to act all there if you got 940. But literally a 960 SAT guy. I cannot, you've never seen me read a speech because I cannot read a speech. It's maybe the wrong business to be in.
You're not afraid to go into red states.
No.
When I saw you slinging shots behind the coffee bar, I thought this guy might run for president.
I have no idea. The idea that a guy who got 960 on his SAT that still struggles to read scripts that was always in the back of the classroom. The idea that you even throw that out is in and of itself extraordinary. I'm not trying to impress you. I'm just trying to impress upon you. I'm like you. I'm no better than you. You know, I'm a 960 SAT guy.
So, question is here, really quick before we wrap this thing up. Did y'all think this deserved the backlash? Is this offensive, or is it people just reaching?
You know, see, I can see how people could be offended because he didn't, you know, he said, I'm like you. And then he started to talk about sort of like how he wasn't qualified or wasn't the best student, you know, as a child. And so that may indicate that, oh, so you think that we relate on the level that I'm not a good student and you wasn't a good student. So you're like me. So I can see how people could play that. But then I think that if you would be offended by that, which you probably should, you know, to me, I just feel like if you somehow think that these people are not racist and they don't think exactly what the stereotypes is that we dumb, we lazy and all of that, they genuinely believe that. So to be offended by that is to assume that you think that he doesn't already think that. So, I mean, do you think that he not racist? Do you think that he love black people the same as do you think he doesn't think these negative stereotypes about us are real? So it's kind of like, I'm not offended by it because I know that's how he really feels. And I expect that from them. So, I mean, what am I supposed to do?
So what's your opinion on it?
It's about to get real interesting, and to shout out one of our cultural icons, Kevin Samuels, who made great contributions to our Black love relationship dynamics. And Jamie, please correct me if I remember it wrong. He said the pretty boy. So you got the roughneck like the Donald Trump type, but then you got the pretty boy across all races, across all human race groups. They are the most desired. Did I remember that correctly, Jamie?
Yeah.
So that's what you're looking at with Galvin Newsom. And it's going to be interesting as an observer just to sit back and watch how he navigates through the nation as a politician. Remember, one of the key ingredients to politics is influence. So he already has that well-groomed, clean-cut, cool white guy aesthetic. And it's just going to be real and interesting to see how he works that. So now he's using, hey guys, I'm just like you too. I was just a cool white guy in school. I wasn't that smart. And I went to school with them type, but then they were some cool dudes. You know what I'm saying? It's just gonna be interesting to see him have his verses with JD Vance. That's gonna be because now we're going to get to see which candidate the female voters choose in addition to the fellas.
Well, we know that JD Vance doesn't have a chance in hell. That's why I was trying to remember. We talked about this. JD Vance doesn't have a chance in hell with the women versus Newsom. I'm going to say that because unfortunately, majority of them are going to go with feelings over logic.
Usually,
so
right.
What Newsom can be saying all kinds of shit that don't make two fucks of a sense, you know, and they're gonna make it make sense in their eyes because they're gonna be so charmed by who he is. They already don't like JD Vance because you the vice president to Donald Trump. So that's not even a chance in hell, I would say.
Who else do the Republicans have to that's going to have that appeal stronger than Newsom?
That's a good question.
And Newsom, and he did this as a political play. He, in American history, in 250 years of American history, he does go down as the first governor to pass state reparations. Now it's some red tape. The reparations is wrapped in red tape. The reparations he passed is Bill SB 518. It's wrapped in. You got to cut through so much red tape to really get to the core reparations. But he did it as a political play because the black population in California was banging on him so hard. I went to the state capitol with the LA reparation movement, January 6th or 7th. It was the same day the wildfires broke out. I'll never forget because the fires broke out right when we wrapped up our lobby experience. This is when I learned how to lobby at the state capitol in Sacramento. We made it to every floor except his because he's on the top floor in the state capitol building. So he has that. He's going to use that across the country. Now, the black population, well, at least majority of the black population in California, know that he wrapped the reparation bill they just with red tape, thick ass red tape. Like you're gonna need a machete to cut through this red tape. He wrapped it in, and he did it as a stall tactic, as politicians often say, to kick the can down the road to let somebody else deal with it. Okay, let me shut the Negroes up and pass reparations on the state level so I can get the national black vote. Even if the black population in California doesn't vote for him, which some will, he's going to get because he'll be able to say, hey guys, I passed reparations on the state level. It's going to be a bit tougher to do it on the national level, but at least I'm showing you the effort of me being willing to do it. He's going to use that from a regional aspect. And this is going to be, and so if the conservative Republicans, if you're saying JD Vance can't get it done, then who do they have that can? So we almost got to prepare.
Well, basically what I was saying is that when it comes to the women, he's not going to have a chance against it with them.
Who will?
Particularly black women. Absolutely. He doesn't know.
All women. I mean, you can take the race card off the table. All women. Because I'm getting this from you, Jamie, as far as what Kevin Samuels left us with the contribution.
I agree, majority. But what I'm saying is, when it comes to like white women and Asian women, they kind of mirror their men a lot. So some of them, if their men lean more towards JD Vance, they might go ahead and vote for him. You know, say, okay, my husband is saying he's going to go with Vance, so I'm going to go with Vance, right?
So you saying white women mirror white men stronger than black women mirror black men? I mean, black women have practically become black men. Damn, I'm gonna get you. You're gonna get all kind of tomatoes thrown at you for saying that, Jamie. Why would you say something?
All right, bro, because if you allow me to explain what I'm saying, you'll understand what I'm saying.
All right.
Because what I'm saying is, when it comes to voting, I mean, last election proved this to be the truth. When it comes to voting, a lot of the times they kind of lean towards whatever it is that their men. That's how Donald Trump was able to beat Hillary. That's how he was able to beat Kamala, because the white women kind of followed their men on the same with the voting thing. Now, when it comes to the black man and the black woman, black men tend to follow the white women. It's the other way around. Look at it. Did you see how many trends was going on of them saying people breaking up, trying to divorce their husbands or whatever because they didn't want to vote for Kamala Harris? That shit was a trend, bro. That shit was out there. You didn't see that going on with the community. I'm saying is that typically when it comes to that, we kind of follow, and I'm not saying all of us, because I mean, I'm not about to follow my woman on who she's saying to vote, but I think a lot of us tend to do that shit.
All right, y'all. I'll leave it right there. I got a hard out at 12 noon. I'll catch y'all Sunday, I guess. Got somebody waiting on me. So Solo, is always good to hear your voice and your perspective, not just your voice, but your perspective and your intelligent thoughts. And I see y'all Sunday.
All right, Taj. Thank you. I'll see you Sunday.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
I mean, if black people still want to vote for Democrats, that's them.
I mean, and all I'm saying is, think about this. Black women voted for Kamala at 92%. Black men voted at 78%. That there tells you that is a disconnect when it comes to the voting stuff. Pretty much with the white men, Asian men, and all that, they pretty much voted close to the same percentage for the same people. But that's all I'm saying with that. As far as this to wrap up the Newsom shit, to me, basically, I don't think it's a huge big deal, but I do get what people are saying. People are saying basically, he's saying, "Oh, I'm not that smart," and he was saying, "I'm like you guys." So he was saying, "You're not that smart." That's what people were kind of causing an uproar about. And to me, it's a tad bit of it kind of is offensive, bro.
Are we gonna be so offended that we ain't gonna vote for them? Vote for Democrats? Are you gonna be that damn offended?
I hope.
If you ain't gonna be that damn offended, I don't want to hear about you now.
I agree with you 100%.
You still gonna vote for their ass?
We have short-term memory, unfortunately. Most of them is because all they got to do is throw us another bomb. Like, oh, remember this? JD Vance supported Trump, and Trump did this. We're gonna forget all about that.
Because even if they decide they want to do something for black people, you got to realize that these people, the Democrats, are in fact, like, I think So for me, I think the Republicans are worse than the Democrats on like public services and stuff. But then you gotta, even if the Republicans are deciding to cut all these benefits for people because they claim we can't afford them, you gotta think about this agenda that the Democrats got in the domestic policies as far as immigration, as far as just transgenders and gays and all of that. So it's like they probably tit for tat as it relates to domestic policies. But this, I think the Democrats, they're more so affecting the kids. So I kind of think that that's probably a little bit worse than the Republicans. But on a international policy level, I think the Democrats are in fact worse. Yeah, they were worse on international policy. I think at least, but Trump isn't far behind. So I don't want you to think people to think that the Republicans aren't. They're like these perfect people internationally. They're not perfect people either, but they're not as bad as the Democrats on international policy. At least Trump having, if at least Trump on his knees and not to completely laying down.
So, I mean, I'm not disagreeing with that. Like I always have said, my whole objective is to break our people from the Democrats. We don't have to break them from the Republicans. It's very little who support them. So that's not a fight. We voted for the Democrats for at 90-some% every year. So that's the issue. It's not the issue with getting them off the Republican plantation. They were never on it since, Dr. King basically. Past 60 years, we ain't been looking that way. But anyways, though, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. We at that way. We did an hour and a half to this today. I wasn't planning on having it too long, anyways. Do some prepping up, and I kind of got a couple more errands I need to run. But appreciate you for stopping through. Like always, like Todd said, we'll be back. See you Sunday.
All right, sounds good.
All right.
Yep.
Why the hell I put that back up? I don't know. I just don't care. Take this shit off. I just noticed I never hear.